All right, viewers, despite losing his own election, Pushkar Dhami is now back to be the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand. The swearing-in ceremony of Uttarakhand took place today in a grand ceremony in Dehradun, attended by the Prime Minister, Home Minister, Defence Minister and Party President JP Nadda. Dhami was sworn in. BJP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Manohar Lal Khattar and Himanta Biswa Sarma were also present. 8 cabinet ministers were sworn in along with Dhami. 5 of them were part of the previous Dhami-led cabinet. Dhami had lost the elections from Khatima constituency in the assembly polls. Despite the loss, the party named Dhami for the top position. The incoming chief minister now needs to be elected to the state assembly within 6 months to continue as chief minister. Meanwhile, after a thumping victory in Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath is all set to be sworn in a mega ceremony this Friday.
The monk who stormed back to power. Yogi Adityanath is set to take oath as chief minister for a second term after the party secured clear majority in the recently concluded assembly polls. Preparations for a grand swearing-in ceremony are underway. The oath ceremony will be held at Lucknow's Bharat Ratna Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee Ekana Cricket Stadium at 4 p.m. on Friday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, JP Nadda and chief ministers of many BJP states will be attending the event. A list of 200 VVIPs has been drawn for the ceremony. Over 60,000 people are expected to attend the event. All the guests attending the ceremony will come with a party flag on their vehicles. Invitation cards for all guests are available at the district level.
हमारे वरिष्ठ लोग, हमारे वरिष्ठ नेतागण, मार्गदर्शकगण वो भी सब उपस्थित रहने वाले हैं और मैं समझता हूं कि एक अच्छे खुशनुमा माहौल में नई संकल्पित सरकार जो उत्तर प्रदेश के समग्र विकास की संकल्पना के साथ आगे आने वाली है.
Also among the invitees are opposition leaders like Akhilesh Yadav, Mulayam Singh Yadav and Mayawati. The high-profile ceremony is a security challenge for the police. They are using drones to monitor crowds. Anti-terrorism squad commandos are being deployed. Additional helipads are also ready.
पुलिस की जो तैयारियां हैं वो इस प्रकार से हैं कि ये स्टेडियम की जो कैपेसिटी है वो पूरी हो जाएगी. इसके कारण इसको हम बेंचमार्क मान के अपनी सारी व्यवस्थाएं कर रहे हैं. जो यहाँ के कमिश्नरी है उनको बाहर से भी सभी तरह के संसाधन जिसमें मैन पावर भी शामिल है दिया जा रहा है.
First CM to retain power after completing a 5-year term. First BJP chief minister to get a second term. Yogi Adityanath has shattered many records with a magnificent election victory. Yogi 2.0 will be closely watched. His governance could decide how easy or difficult Mission 2024 is for the BJP. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, let's cut across right now to West Bengal. It is a blood feud which rages on ever since the elections in West Bengal. The political dust hasn't quite settled and citizens continue to pay the price. This time around, 6 women, 2 children. Here's more.
The bloodbath in Birbhum has sent shockwaves across West Bengal. Political murders are not new to the state, but the heinous nature of the crime has sent shivers down everyone's spine. On Monday, a bomb explosion killed TMC's Panchayat office bearer Bhadu Sheikh, triggering deadly violence. Hours later, Several homes were set ablaze in Birbhum district's Rampur Hat. 6 women and 2 children shut inside the houses were charred to death. Eyewitnesses have shared harrowing details of the arson.
বাড়িতে যে একটা বাড়িতে মোটামুটি আপনার 7 জন আমাদের পরিবারের লোক ওই বাড়িতে ঢুকে গিয়ে তালা মেরে দিয়েছিল। কারণ তালা মারলো এই কারণে তারা মুখে বলছিল যে বাড়ির মেয়েদিকে ফ্যামিলিদিকে সব শেষ করে দেব, কাউকে রাখবো না, যত লোক আছে ছেলে মেয়ে বিবি বাচ্চা সবকে শেষ করে দেব।
You can see burn marks. The actual house where the initial fire that swept it off completely and 7 bodies were recovered was the house that is in front of this particular house that we are showing you. The sad part is that there are people who have left this particular village amidst this incident that has shaken the entire state.
The bloodshed in Birbhum has raised questions on the law and order situation in the state, with the West Bengal Governor Jagdeep Dhankar and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee locking horns in what seemed like a full-blown war over the killings. Dhankar questioned Mamata's governance, calling the blaze horrifying violence and arson. Mamata in turn accused the governor of choosing an unfortunate incident to target the state. The Calcutta High Court meanwhile has taken cognizance of the arson case after the West Bengal BJP approached them. Mamata Banerjee has also hit out at the Saffron Party, accusing them of going to court at the drop of a hat.
খানে হাঁচলেও চলে যাচ্ছে কোর্টে, কাশলেও চলে যাচ্ছে কোর্টে। এতদিন কোথায় ছিলে ভাই? কই উন্নয়নীয় তো কিছু হয় না।
With the Chief Minister supposedly on the back foot, the opposition is mounting pressure, demanding her resignation.
दर्दनाक हत्या, बच्चों और महिलाओं को घर में ठोस करके आग लगा दिया जाता है। तो इसलिए वो सरकार कुछ भी बोले, ममता बनर्जी पूरा देश में घूम रही है, लेकिन बंगाल को अपने भाग पर छोड़ दिया।
ममता बनर्जी को बंगाल का जनता का सामने माफी मांग के उनको त्याग पत्र दे देना चाहिए, कारण पुलिस मंत्री रहने का जिम्मेदार वो नहीं निभा पाया।
The Congress has accused the TMC of demonic rule in West Bengal.
ये बंगाल में माँ माटी मानुष की सरकार कहती है, वो माँ माटी मानुष की नहीं, वो दस्युओं का ये मतलब ये दानवों का सरकार है। वह मानव राज नहीं बल्कि दानव राज चल रहे हैं।
While the BJP has raised the Birbhum killings in Lok Sabha, a delegation of the party has already visited the crime scene in West Bengal.
पश्चिम बंगाल में लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन पूरी तरह से ध्वस्त हो चुका है, इसलिए हम चाहते हैं पश्चिम बंगाल में केंद्रीय हस्तक्षेप चले और केंद्रीय सरकार यहाँ पे अपना जो अधिकार है संविधान में दिया गया है उस अधिकार को केंद्र सरकार प्रयोग करे।
Bureau Report, India Today.
Because it's day 28 of the Russian invasion of Ukraine and the battle rages on, especially with the capital, Kiev.
Nearly a month of this war, nearly a month of endless violence across the beautiful landscape of Ukraine. But there's one city that stands tall despite the Russian shelling. One city that has endured and persisted no matter what Russia has thrown at it. Ukraine's capital of Kyiv, the citadel that Putin wants but hasn't been able to dominate so far. Ukrainian forces are guarding Kyiv with everything they've got. It's where President Volodymyr Zelensky also remains camped.
It was a day of difficult events, difficult conclusions, but it was another day that brought us all closer to our victory, to peace for our state. Glory to Ukraine.
In a significant victory, the key suburb of Markiv is back in Ukrainian control as Russian troops were pushed further away from the capital.
From official sources, we receive information. Right now, the small city Makariv and almost whole Irpin already in the control is Ukrainian soldier.
Ukraine also put out a video of Russian saboteurs being detained in the capital, pinned down to the ground and taken into custody. But that doesn't mean Russia has backed off. Russian troops blew up a bridge over the Desna River that connects the city of Chernihiv to Kyiv. This bridge was being used for civilian evacuation and humanitarian aid. That is no longer possible, as nothing remains now of that bridge.
There were 2 barrages of rockets fired from multi-barrel rocket launchers, which was about 30 blasts, if I could count them, 15 and then 15, which was also in the eastern part of the city, heavy bombardment. As far as ground forces are concerned, there is not much movement. The reports are Russian forces are digging in and making the defenses on the perimeter of Kyiv city so that in case there's any counterattack from Ukrainian forces, they can stop it. Also, that they are probably trying to encircle the city and stay as such and not trying to enter the city.
So how close is Russia to the capital city? The latest data suggests that Russian efforts to capture Kyiv remain stalemated. Ukrainian defenses have badly disrupted the Russian advance on the east bank of the Dnipro. Russians seem to be now focused on ramping up their presence to the west of Kyiv.
This near to Brovary, it's open information. From the west of Ukraine, from the north, in behind the Lutish, and there is big battle.
Russian troops have been facing an uphill battle getting into Kyiv. Chechens from the Sheikh Mansour Volunteer Battalion also engaged in an intense battle with the Russian military near Kyiv. The question is, how long can Ukraine's capital hold out for? With Rajesh Pawar in Kyiv, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, till now 6 rounds of talks have taken place between Russia and Ukraine, all of them coming to a nothing. Again, this time, the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, has asked for direct talks with none else but Putin unrelenting.
"28 days and counting. Millions have fled their homes. The human cost continues to mount. The economy is flattened. But there are no signs of an end to this war. After 6 rounds of peace talks, a breakthrough still eludes Russia and Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has once again called for direct talks with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin. Russia has rejected Zelensky's demand right away. Moscow says the president-level talks can happen only after the 2 sides agree on a deal.
With regards to the internal Ukrainian dialogue, it's upon Ukraine now after our operation in Ukraine ends. I hope it ends with the signing of a comprehensive agreement on security issues, that is Ukraine's neutral status with the guarantees of its security.
Much will also depend on where the US stands. American President Joe Biden is traveling to Poland this week. President Biden will not be visiting Ukraine despite request by Kyiv. President Zelensky is making no bones about his disappointment with his Western allies. While Ukraine is putting up a fierce fight despite relentless Russian bombardment, the question is how long they can do that. This is one war neither side seems to have an endgame. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, this is a piece of news that would have shocked all tennis fans. World number 1 Ashleigh Barty has decided to step away from the sport at an age of 25 when she's right on the top of her game. The reasons why? Find out here.
World number 1 women's tennis player Ashleigh Barty has shocked the world by announcing she will retire from professional tennis at just 25. Barty took to Instagram to share the news with her fans.
This is perfect for me to share it with you, to talk to you about it, with my team, my loved ones, that I'll be retiring from tennis. And it's the first time I've actually said it out loud, and it's hard to say.
An outpouring of emotions followed on social media, with fans distraught at the 25-year-old's decision. The world number one said she was leaving the sport to chase other dreams, stating she does not have anything more to give physically.
I don't have the physical drive, the emotional want, and kind of everything it takes to challenge yourself at the very top of the level anymore. And I think I just know that I'm absolutely, I am spent. I just know physically I have nothing more to give.
Barty is a 3-time Grand Slam champion, and her last major title came at this year's Australian Open, becoming the first home player to win the championship at Melbourne Park in 44 years. Her first title came at the French Open in 2019, and since then she has remained the world number one for a run of over 114 consecutive weeks. The world number one in fact has played professional cricket down under. She was part of the Brisbane Heat squad in the Women's Big Bash back in 2015. She has also represented the Queensland side in domestic competitions. While Ashleigh Barty's premature retirement has caught everyone by surprise, she is not the first one to call it quits in her prime. Whether she ever returns to the sport remains to be seen. For her fans would love to see her back on the court. Sports Bureau, India Today.
With that, viewers, I'm going to go into a quick break. To stay with us on the other side is a fact check segment. Welcome back. You're watching our fact check segment where we bust certain claims masquerading to be facts on social media platforms and WhatsApp group. There's an image floating about suggesting that Arvind Kejriwal paid tribute to Bhagat Singh barefoot. Well, the fact check on that is this picture had nothing to do with Arvind Kejriwal paying tribute to Bhagat Singh with shoes on. The picture was taken on March 13th during Jallianwala Bagh visit. So it is not that Arvind Kejriwal paid tribute to martyr Bhagat Singh with his shoes on. Incorrect. With that fact check, time for us to go into a quick break. You do stay with me. On the other side is To The Point.